Hello, this is College Jack doing some math today in Algebra 1. We're going to be taking a look at exponents and properties involving products or multiplication. So let's go over some vocabulary. The order of magnitude. This is something you don't see a lot. But the order of magnitude of a quantity is the power of 10 nearest the quantity, and product of powers property, when multiplying powers with the same base, add the exponents. So when we have an exponent, let's call this b to the x. The b is considered the base, and then the top here is your exponent. So when we're multiplying powers with the same base, we add the exponents. So for example, if we had x squared times x cubed, that's equal to x to the power of 2 plus 3, which is to the 5th. Another example, 3 to the 4 times 3 squared is the same thing as 3 to the 4 plus 2, which is 3 to the 6th power. Power of a power property. So if we take a number, so let's say x to the 4th to the 5th, so you're doing the exponent to the exponent, we multiply the exponents together. So that's x equals x to the 4 times 5, which is x to the 20th. Okay. Same thing here. If I use a number, 2 cubed to the squared is the same thing as 2 to the 3 times 2, which is 2 to the 6. All right, when finding the power of a product property. When finding the power of a product, distribute the exponents to both bases. So we have two different bases being multiplied together, and they're both being raised to the same power. So let's use x and y. Let's say cubed. Basically, it's kind of like distributing my exponent to both of these values. So this is x cubed, y cubed, x cubed times y cubed. Or you can just write it x cubed, y cubed. No addition, no subtraction. Okay, let's use numbers. 3 times 2, let's do squared. So if we would normally do this, if we had numbers, we would just multiply the inside together, and we would get 6 squared equals 36. Or you can do it this way, distribute the squared to both numbers. 3 squared plus 2 squared, that's the same thing as 9 plus 4. Oh, I messed up. Sorry. So redoing this, 3 times, so we'll distribute the 2, so this is 3 squared times 2 squared, not plus. So that's 9 times 4, which is 36. All right, let's do some more examples. A, 2 squared times 2 to the cube. So that's 2 to the 2 plus 3, which is 2 to the 5th. And 2 to the 5th means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 32. Part B, so w to the 9 plus 2 plus 7, which is w to the 11 plus 7, which is 18. Okay. Part C, 4 to the 4th times 4 to the nothing. Remember, this is actually 1. So this is 4 to the 4 plus 1, which is 4 to the 5th. Okay. So remember, anything to the first power is itself. So if you have 4 without a number, that is 4 to the 1. The reason why it's not 0, because 4 to the 0 is actually 1. Anything to the 0th power is 1. Alright, so negative 6 times negative 6 to the 6. Too many 6's here. So negative 6 to the first times negative 6 to the 6. So that is the same thing as negative 6 to the 7th. Okay. Simplify the expression. So let's do some more examples. 5 squared to the third is the same thing as 5 to the 2 times 3. This is power to a power. So this is 5 to the 6th. N to the 7 to the second is the same thing as n to the 7 times 2. So that's n to the 14th. Alright. Negative 3 to the 5th to the third is 5 times 3. So this is negative 3 to the 15th. Okay, part D is a tougher one. So this is z minus 4 squared, and then it's going to the 5th. So this is z minus 4, keep it in parentheses, to the 10th. And this is the most simplified form. Part A. So check part 1. Okay. So this is negative 7 to the 8 plus 5. So this is negative 7 to the 13. So this is multiplication. So k to the 8th plus k to the 1st plus k to the 2nd. So this is k to the 9 plus 2 is 11. Okay, once again we have power to a power, so this is p to the 3 times 4, so this is p to the 12. Alright, 4 times 16 to the 7th. So remember, if we have two things being multiplied together, we can distribute this exponent, so this is 4 to the 7th times 16 to the 7th. And we're not putting this in our calculator because we're just practicing the properties here. Negative 3RS. So this time we have three things being multiplied together. So this is going to go to everything. So this is negative 3 squared, R squared, S squared. Now you could probably do negative 3 squared, which is 9. And that would be the most simplified there. So just to make note, the most simplified actually for part A is probably to multiply this out in a calculator. But for right now, we're just practicing this idea. Alright, so negative parentheses 3RS squared. So we're going to apply this first, and then we'll apply the negative. So negative 3 squared, or let's put the parentheses first. So we're distributing the squared. So R squared, S squared. Okay. 3 squared is 9, and then we have a negative outside, so let's bring it in. So it's negative 9r squared s squared. See the difference between these two. Part A, q plus 8 squared to the 6. That's the same thing as q plus 8 to the 2 times 6. So this is q plus 8 to the 12. Okay, this one, distribute the squared value. So I have 8 squared, c squared, d squared. So that's 64 c squared, d squared. Alright, 5z cubed, so I'm going to distribute the 3. So this is negative parentheses 5 cubed z cubed. Okay, 5 cubed is actually 125, so this is negative 125 z cubed. Alright, example 4. Simplify all this mess. So there's a few things we have to do first. We're going to distribute this 3 over. So we have x squared times 3 cubed x to the 2 times 3 y cubed. Okay? So this is basically doing everything. So 3 cubed is 27, and I'm going to put that out in the front. Normally you want to arrange this by numbers out in front. If everything is being multiplied together, numbers out in front, and then alphabetical order, usually. So we can only combine exponents of the same base. So x and x, they're the same base. So this is x squared, and since they're being multiplied together, that 2 times 3 becomes 6, and we're just going to add that 6. Y cubed. So this is going to be 27x to the 8th y cubed. And that's it. Alright, let's do some more. So 4 down here, and then 4 here. So this is 2 to the 4th. And this is x to the 5th to the 4th. So that means it's being multiplied. So 2 to the 4th is 16. X to the 20. Alright, let's do another hard one here. So I'm going to distribute this 4 here. So 3 to the 4th. Y to the 3rd to the 4th is 3 times 4. And then we have times y to the 4th out here. So 3 to the 4th is 81. And then we have y to the 12 times y to the 4th. 81 times y to the 12 plus 4. So this is 81 y to the 16th. Hopefully this helped you out. Have a good day.